This podcast was produced by Shaun, Weston Media.
From a dimly lit cupboard somewhere in England, two people chat about communications. Sometimes they talk about other things. Welcome to From the Comms Cupboard. So whether we work from home, work in an office or wherever, how do we collaborate better?
I think you don't need to be together to collaborate. But I think it's all about talking, isn't it? It's how we connect with each other. So collaboration isn't about tools or situations. It's about how two or more people work together.
All right. So it's not necessarily about the tools. It's how good those people are at naturally embracing working together.
Yeah. But I think the tools are just there to enable us to do that. So having something that's easy to use, especially if you are not in the same place, you need something that helps you connect, don't you?
I suppose so. We talked about email recently, didn't we? Is email still a good tool for collaboration? Or can we kill it off?
I think there's much better things to use, isn't there?
Well, we're talking about in-house here, aren't we? Rather than, I mean, it's still good to communicate with your customers via email, but in-house, there are better tools, right?
Yeah, I think email, there's no urgency or immediacy with it, is there? So you can miss it quite easily, or it can just be going off and go into the vortex. But if you've got something that, you know, you're both on, you're live, you're there together, you're available, make yourself available, then I think there are better tools. What tools have you found to work for you in the past?
Oh, I've worked with a few. I had a look, knowing that we would be talking about collaboration. I had a look at the tools that are quite popular this year. And I've worked with about half of them on this list. I've worked with Slack, Trello, what was the other one? Asana. And then the others on the list were Office 365, Podio, one called River, and Flock.
So there's a few then. There's lots to choose from. It's a bit of a minefield of what you go for.
Bit of a minefield. Now, Slack, I think, is great. I like Slack. Asana is kind of a task-based one. And then Trello has just been going for years and is really inexpensive, I think. Do you have to pay for Trello?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I mean, I've used a lot of the Microsoft tools.
The corporate favourite, Microsoft.
Yeah, absolutely. So Yammer and more recently Teams seems to be the big one.
Yeah.
How well do you think people use them? So when you've used Slack, for example, how quickly were people on board and using it?
Ridiculously slow. I think people are terrified of change. They're absolutely terrified of change or something new. Actually, do you know what? I think sometimes people are just stubborn.
Yeah.
And there's a sense that they don't want to get on board with perhaps the new thing. They're quite happy. Do you know, I once knew somebody and she had a great system she had these folders, and then she had folders within folders, and folders within those folders. There was a real hierarchy, like an outliner, you know, and it was all done. These are those things, these are those things. She knew where to find everything. But do you know where those folders were? In her Outlook.
So she could never leave Outlook.
She could never leave Outlook. And she wasn't able, perhaps, but she also wasn't willing to say, well, I don't need to share these with anyone else. And we were like, yeah, but what if you fall down a mountain tomorrow and you can't come into work for various terrible mountainous injuries? And we have to, did we find everything in Outlook? How did we find the things? How do we share those things? How do people share with you? It was all very individual.
Yeah.
And this is about collaboration. So how do you share those things? You do it with the new tools.
You do, but do you think having much choice is something that stops people using things?
Yeah.
You know, because you've got 10 people on Slack, you've got 50 people on Teams, you've got however many on Trello. Do you think you need a bit of control to get collaboration working right?
You definitely do. Consistent. Pick pick a tool to do the job and then say, this is what we're using. Of course, I come from the school of just use this.
Yeah.
Stop using other things, because I'm a little more unforgiving. But I suppose your natural leader or head of that department has to sort of gently say and gently cajole people to bring these on. But I think that's how you get that buy-in. And then there's a tipping point, isn't there? You've got so many people on that the ones who are resistant in the first place suddenly feel a little bit left out.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it can be having the reason to do it. So I've had really good examples in the past of where a leader, for example, will say, I'm only communicating to you on this tool. And it really forces people onto something because that's where they're going to get their information from. And I suppose right now we're living through this current crisis where we're working from home, or everyone is working from home, or as many people as practically can. It's a really good opportunity for tools and collaboration and to get used to using something.
And it has to come from above. Leading by example.
It does, but I think sometimes they can bubble up from the bottom, can't they, as well? I think social tools and collaboration tools can come from everywhere. So sometimes it can come from anywhere, that leadership and showing people the value of it, can't it? Because one of the things I like about a collaboration tool is that they don't all have to be work related. So you can use it and you can get people's imagination by there being some sort of social side to it. So it might be, I don't know, the office running club or the yoga club or the baking club, whatever it is, start using that tool and suddenly it draws people on.
That's how I've seen Slack being used really well, because you have like hashtag groups, and I think the ones that were really getting the ball rolling were the ones where people were talking crap.
It's true.
But it got everyone on board.
And get used to using it.
They got used to using it.
Because like you said before, people don't like change, or not everyone likes change. So give them something they really want to use it for.
Backtrack a few steps. Why bother collaborating anyway? I mean, some people work really well on their own. So what do you say to that person who doesn't think collaboration is perhaps necessary for their job? That's a tough one.
It is a tough one. I think it is necessary for everyone because you need to learn about things. So it's not just about what you do in delivering your job. It's about what everyone else is doing with you. I mean, if you're a one-man business, then you can probably get away without collaborating. But I'd say no, you can't, because you need to be learning more about your industry and where things are moving.
Sharing your knowledge.
Sharing your knowledge and learning from others. So I think my answer to everyone would be, it'd be pretty sad if you didn't think you could learn anything from anyone else.
Well, I think that when collaboration doesn't work, it's when you don't want to share knowledge. It's when you don't want to be, you don't want to play with others well, Or, I think there are a number of reasons why collaboration can break down. Introverted, shy. You don't want to share knowledge, or you have a sense of superiority, and you don't think you should be collaborating with lesser mortals.
Maybe.
But I think some people blame the breakdown of collaboration on tools. And it isn't. It's a people thing.
It's always people.
And the success of good collaboration is down to people, not software.
Yeah, the software's just there to make it easy for you to do it.
Exactly.
Have you had experience of people dominating collaboration tools? So the same people commenting, posting, but everyone else not taking part?
Like a clique.
Yeah, but maybe a clique that doesn't want to exist. How do you get more people to take part and comment or post or have an idea?
Bribery.